So last we left off in Shadowheart's Covenant, we had to go to Wales, because there is an ancient wizard that lived in Wales, and we got there from England via a tunnel full of scorpion monsters that had scorpion tails for dicks. We fought Lenny, who was a member of the Sages of the Sword guys that are chasing the World War I Japanese immigrant protagonist character, and earlier impaled him with a mistletoe novelty pen. We're still on the hunt for gay porn, so if it looks like I'm about to miss some, be sure to point it out. I don't mind that level of backseating in the service of collecting as much gay porn as is available in the game. Let's go a little spaceship model here for some reason. I hadn't fully explored this guy's house. Just double check and make sure I'm not missing anything before we move on. Thought I already dispersed it, but I can check. Sorry, I must have gotten interrupted at some point when I was getting the PS2 ready. There's this weird guy, Thomas, who not have been revealed last time, is supposed to be a real person based on a historical figure. We don't know who yet. Who's this weird kind of like explorer guy. Oh, I already bought a bear claw. Shit. I hate when that happens. Just pretty typical Welsh stuff we got at Yukapo. Maybe like World War I era explorers named Thomas. Maybe that Thomas isn't his real name. But I'm also not supposed to know that. That's something that not even said. This is how we first got here. I'm gonna try hanging it right up here. Last time we found gay porn, I want to say, was in the previous town. So we now have 2 fanciful outfits for our creepy living doll. I believe not even recounted the total amount of gay porn in the game. There's enough to buy every outfit, and then maybe there's a couple extra outfits on top of that. I guess you get one for transferring your save over. Alright, we're going to Florence, which for some reason the protagonist doesn't understand. Hey Kai Mom, how you doing? They kidnapped the old wizard that lives in Wales, and they brought him to Florence. That's why we're here. This is what most tarot readings are like. We move immediately into this sequence. This is part of going to Florence.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I wonder how she's doing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's not using any wires.
You guys, like, summon demons and cast fire magic. This isn't all that puzzling. Is there a TV tropes for that, where like characters are suddenly surprised by the supernatural when they're clearly surrounded by the supernatural constantly? It's like a weird little narrative dissonance thing where maybe we're not supposed to interpret their available combat actions as being part of the actual story. Oh, welcome to Florence.
Here comes your fortune.
All that for her to whisper the fortune? They're supernatural and normal. I suppose that's true.
Thank you, man. Most appreciated.
It's traditional Florence greeting.
Thank
the
you.
mocap here. By no Italians.
Come back again.
They simultaneously bow in deference. It's actually kind of uncanny how similar it is to Japanese greetings.
Fortune reading is over, everyone.
There's a 3-month waiting list here. Now give up and go on home.
Can't you bend the rules a little more?
You must be deaf, old man. Our best girl does not come that cheap.
A man named Thomas told us about you. He said that
Thomas?
you would know something about a group named Serpientes Gladio.
Sages of the Sword.
Serpientes Gladio.
Oh, year.
That old business. Forget it. I haven't got the time.
Oh, please, kind lady. Won't you please help us on our quest?
Oh, Joaquin. You got
And
triple
what do I
ellipsis.
get? I suppose you have no money either.
Well, that is.
Yuri, don't be such a jerk. Why don't you just ask her already?
Why did you do that? What do you think you're doing? Pretty please?
All right.
That's all it took.
Oh, well,
The demon
I suppose
man.
I'll have to help. Let's see.
And his
You
spirit
two,
graveyard realm
You're
is
going
like
to have to work
crucified.
it off on
He
your
just had to say pretty
backs.
please. That sounds like side quests. Gotta earn my money so I can get a ticket to get on the dope ass Disney train. What do you mean we'll pay for it with our bodies? I think she's literally working on your backs. Go up Lucia here and get me a flower to use my incantations, a very valuable flower. She looks dressed like a party member. Perform a sexy dance. A sexy dance? Ain't Geppetto might. Quit trying to imagine it. Actually, if it's dancing you want, I'm pretty good. Sicko? Some people would like to see Joaquin dance naked. Thank you very much. Okay. That sounds more like a quest. We have such fun together. Now, is she actually a party member right now? Let's see. She's not yet, presumably. No, it doesn't look like it. So either she really never becomes one of those NPC walks into your body type situations. You can get a free heal for teleporting here? The game is more or less weird. Not seeing what's happening. I don't know, it's hard to say. I feel like compared to a lot of other games, I feel especially compelled to comment on exactly what's happening on the screen in this game. Don't think this is the weirdest game I ever played, but it's up there. Part of it is just like how sincere it is, right? Divinazione. Which Japan is the best at. Pharisees. So, occult-hating Mateo. I don't believe in fortune telling. You make money by trying to stir up people's anxieties. That's pretty true. Cold reading. I think Andrea told that story last time, where she was like, she went to a fortune teller one time, like, you look like you're a sociology major. She's like, wrong, but statistically good guess, but no, physics. I'm sure that wins you a pretty good percentage of the time. Context the excitement over finding gay porn in terms of beds in Starbucks. Right. Welcome to Florence. Florence means City of Flowers. Trivia Trevor. When you say City of Flowers, I guess people think of Paris. Has anyone ever... I'm sure someone's done a study on why Paris is such a popular vacationing city. I think it's the #1 in the world, isn't it? Maybe it's just me and my tastes, but it like does not appeal to me at all. Oh man, we got a dog battle. What the hell is Bat's Gold? Bat's Gold. Joaquin only able to transform into Golden Bat. Okay, so I can force him to transform into a Golden Bat with that? I don't have any gay porn for the merchants, unfortunately. Haven't found some in a while. I think we established that I basically need to use tents for healing, but that the cost of tents is fixed and the rate of income gets pretty high, so it's not a big deal. Hey, Six Gun, how you doing? More popular than physics. Arts what interests you most about Paris? I could see that. Look at this dog, has glasses. Hope there wasn't a pleasant smell. Stray wolf, is it? Being kept by humans? You're hardly in the position to be so snooty. Ah, a haughty one. I don't relish touching stray, but fine. Consider this an honor. I'll lower myself to fight you personally. I love his little hair plate, too. Alright, dog battle. Here we go. Wolf bouts, I think they're called.
You'll soon know what it's like to fight the elite.
A dog said that, just to be incredibly clear.
I'll show you that schooling and pedigree don't have any meaning in the real world, pal.
Oh, this game. Rude. Oh, I forgot to upgrade his real shit. It's not good. This is a thing that is happening now. Ah, bummer. I really don't want to miss in these fights, it's pretty punishing. Do I get items in these fights? Oh, I do. Okay. Almost got it perfect there. I don't think the enemies get them. Oh, I might die from sanity damage here. He's pretty close to being dead, but totally forgot about sanity. Okay, Blanca. Ugh, and he missed. It looks like the boss starts casting a soft reset here. Hopefully that doesn't break stream. I didn't think about that. Let's go into it. We'll equip Blanca with some better gear. Oh, shit! Is that how software setting works? Okay. It loaded some other file somewhere, I guess. Alright, round 2, we'll move some of our equipment over to the dog. I've actually not been using the dog recently. So I thought Blanca was a girl's name, but I guess the dog is a boy. Right, who currently has... It's fine. May as well just unequip these from everybody whenever we go to do a dog battle. Oh, they only have a maximum of 4 hits anyway. Okay, that's good to know. Paralysis effects. Right. Dogfighting, dissing men in slinky gear. This game is strange. No kidding. Blossom Tail is the link to the past one, right? Is it good? Do you like it, Yukiko? It's like the dogfighting is a really weird... Like, the game doesn't comment directly on it. It doesn't present it like, you know, Michael Vick dogfighting. It's like, yeah, wolf bouts. Isn't that just a natural thing to do? You meet somebody, you're polite, you have your dogs try to kill each other, and they go about their business.
You'll soon know.
And I'll show you.
Moonlighter? Right on. I saw a short video of Blossom Tail, and it's very intentionally trying to do the past, which I thought was cool. Oh, I should have equipped that thing that makes the wheel go slower. Shit. Paralyzed. Nice. Nice. That's the dream in a fight like this. Especially since it looks like once it gets weakened, it starts casting magic that hits way harder. Sweet. Can you upgrade the default weapon and seal and still earn that? Oh, it gave me the seal thing. That's cool. I think that's basically silence.
Inconceivable! Valedictorian of the Wolf Academy. Beaten by a lowly stray?
I love that he's got glasses and his fucking haircut, right?
Kept in a cage like a pet bird. All they want you for is show.
Alright, well that happened. You got another paw stamp. Soul Comet has powered up. If you can't stand admitting defeat, you shouldn't fight. Tell him, Blanca. Alright. Get everybody's attacks going again. Go up to 2. It looks like 4 is the maximum for most people's wheels. And I think I want paralysis for him instead. Let's see. Seems like a pretty good effect to give to an enemy. Seal. I'm gonna do poison. And Geppetto will do physical attack down. Special. I guess let's do evasion down actually. They all got equipped, which is perfect. I'm gonna redo everybody here if I can. I was just pumping them into Geppetto, which makes sense. Now, next up, we've got almost enough money to upgrade. Let's see, how many of these pendants do we have now? Need one more pendant technically for Geppetto. And I think that not even mentioned it's eventually worth getting one for everybody. So I can unequip Geppetto's one right now and sell it. No, let me see what the merchant's charging. Save really fast. Plenty of builds where most of your damage comes from abilities. Sure. Hey guys. Lovely Florence, birthplace of the Renaissance. These guys get around. Pretty impressive. 20% discount, removes ringer abnormalities, stinger, bear claw, kite string. I haven't really seen the need to buy it, so I'm probably going to find one. That would be pretty good. The chainmail vest is a pretty significant defensive increase. Expensive though. It's against panic. Let's see. If I were to sell some stuff, what would I sell? Do I have any that I have more than one of? Maybe want to keep stuff that confers immunity to status effects. Try for a markup. Sweet. That'll let me buy the last pendant. Try for discount. Awesome. It's a really significant discount. Go ahead and put that real fast. Coral pendant. And you get the coral lariat. I might want to sell. I need to have a pendant for everybody. I don't think I'll quite be able to afford another one if I sell this. Let me save after those two things. How much money did that end up leaving me with? 1,200? Okay. So I need like quite a bit more, and then I can start buying other goods. After watching Sonic 06, no other games feel as good. Yeah. We've strayed too far from God's light. That's what's happened. Now, I think I just want to try to grind for the remaining stuff. I guess I can sell these extra weapons. I don't have Nodovan here to confirm. My hope is that the game will tell me... Sorry, I don't think I need to like save these for crafting, as far as I know. At least I hope that's the case. It always stresses me out when games introduce a crafting system at the end game that punishes you for selling early game crap. Sweet. No crafting? Thanks, Hunting Swan. I appreciate it. Good looking out. Almost no games have one. Really, the only one that I can cite is Dragon Quest VIII, and that game has scarred me pretty permanently. Sweet. Okay, now we can actually buy stuff that we want. Paid our basic tax here. Get one of these. So I can get two if I succeed on discount. Oh, that's cool. You can try to buy it if you can afford it with discount. I didn't think that would work. Boss. Dragon Quest VIII introduces the crafting early on, but it definitely doesn't tell you that an endgame recipe is going to require a piece of shit early game gear. That's the stressful part of it for me. Chain vests. There's a coral pendant. That'd be nice. Dragon Quest XI modernizes it. Do we know a lot about 11? Is it already out in Japan? Expected soon. 10's an MMO like Final Fantasy XIV, right? Yeah, but even then you don't know what's easily farmable, right? Like, arbitrary starting helmet. Most players playing blind might assume that you could easily fight enemies to get it or buy it in a town. It's like you hadn't had a bath for days. You must be explorers. We smell? Really? You figured us out quickly. President of the World Fitness Walking Society. Okay. The World Fitness Walking Society. Not another weird club. A pedometer? Device to count how far you've walked. Wear one as you go on your travels. I'll give you something in return. Oh wow, different prizes depending on how far you go. So you have to waste an accessory slot on a character. But you know how good walking can make you feel. Come back to me for the prizes. Don't make it such a pain. I'm the only member of the society. Okay. You're the only one and it's a society? Ha ha ha. Alright. Guess a pedometer could be a thing back then. You actually have to equip it on somebody. Okay. So I'll put it on Yuri then. Makes me tempted to, like, run into a wall and tape the analog stick down off stream. Oh. We only get to swap once, potentially? Yikes. I wasn't sure either, Yukiko. Jones, the rich businessman. All the way from America to see her. Oh, thanks. Great, that's right. We're collecting parts of Wagner's... The Ring of the Nibelung. Fourth chapter describes in detail the Valkyrie Brunhilde's magnificent sword dance. Great. I learned some kind of spell there? It may have been an ability that Karin learned, if I recall correctly. Alright, let's head outside. We gotta go find this thing, this flower for the fortune teller lady. WD-40 this year. WD-40 weirds me out, man. There are very few things in this life that you can just spray a liquid on it and it fixes it. Hey, it's the bad guy.
Just slipped out, did it? Well, they must be in Italy by now, I suppose.
There's another game you're collecting parts of the Wagner opera?
It's a good thing for you, Lenny, that we already moved the old man. We'll be all right, but no thanks to you.
I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I promise. You haven't had to face the guy, so you don't know. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that guy. He doesn't listen, and right away he's ready to use his fists. And he plays these mind tricks on you.
You're pathetic.
Having to fit the voice acting into the pacing of the cutscene.
Forget it. I've had problems on my side, too.
Huh?
That old man. He appears senile, but he's a tough nut to crack.
Oh,
the
man.
wizard from Wales.
You mean Bacon? That old skeleton
Roger
face?
Bacon.
That's right.
What do we have to worry about that guy for?
Oh yeah, those both sound miserable, Zelda.
Need him for anyway?
I feel like it's not a good
The master
achievement.
has his own plan for things. As for me, it's just a matter of simple curiosity.
Curiosity?
Simon and
Curiosity.
the gods, they're somehow connected to each other. Which means, well, there are plenty of ways I can use that connection. Lenny, get the airship ready. We're leaving soon.
They both seem pretty awful, though, given that you can lose hours and hours of... I mean, you can load your save for undefeated, I guess, right? Instead of hitting continue. Yeah. Manmariana Island. Which is presumably a real island?
East of here, on a small, uninhabited island in the Adriatic Sea.
It seems like a goofy, arbitrary thing to restrict, right? Because you're just going to load your save, which, what, adds 15 seconds to every death?
Magnolia. Bring me back that flower.
Yeah, here's an inconvenience. We were talking about during Kingdom Hearts how there's a couple games that... Oh shit, I didn't get that. There's a couple games that punish you for using continue, and when I'm not streaming games, I'm paranoid about pressing continue. I'll usually soft reset before that screen even appears. Can't change equipment either. Yuck. Gear seems to be a pretty big component of damage dealt in Kingdom Hearts too. You just really have to grind to make up for it, I guess. Can you get those achievements on an easier difficulty, or does it require at least Final Mix? A rare flower in this bizarre building on an Italian island. I used to live here when I was a little girl. Okay, great. It's the reason we brought you here if you forgot where it is. Okay. Remember, she said she grew up here. Are these like puppeteers? Catherine and Domovoy. Beat the shit out of this child clown. Practice that. She's like hanging from the ceiling, it looks like. Oh, she's also a child. But with a B-butt. Okay. That makes sense.
Master, a man's road is a hard one.
What does Speedster require? Yeah, that sounds awful. I feel like you have to be careful in determining what is an interesting achievement and what's not, you know? I think almost any achievement that's beat the entire game with X is less interesting. I guess it depends. Like, I feel like you could probably get away with making an achievement, like a hidden achievement in something like Dark Souls for beat it at SL1, because the game's very much designed around that being possible without being a huge hassle. Like an SL1 playthrough, I think my SL1 playthrough of Dark Souls 1 actually took less time than my blind playthrough of the game. Which would not be the case if I were doing one of those brutal Kingdom Hearts runs. Beat the game in 15 hours, okay. Skip all the cutscenes. Oh, do people do trophy speedruns? That's interesting. Flower grows in the courtyard up ahead. There are 3 doors. She's useful. Everybody ellipsised her there. Vertical ellipsis, too. Frames on the doors for fitting Zodiac tiles into. The poems are hints. If we put the Zodiac tiles in the frames just right, according to the poem's hints, the doors will open. Great. What a complicated setup. The sign of the shrimp here and the sign of the turtle over there. The Zodiac signs don't exist. Okay. Collect the Zodiac tiles and figure it out ourselves. Virgo tile, Aquarius tile, Taurus tile. Gotta go to the inventory to see right. Depicts Lo, daughter of the river god, transformed into a cow. Taurians are discreet and restrained in love. Beautiful goddess of justice, Astraea. Perfectionist who obsess over details. It blows my mind. I know that there's a lot of people that are into astrology because, like, it's cute or fun or something, but just, like, the basic conceit that 1/12 of all humans have comparable personalities because of the month in which they were born. Like, you try to think, like, what's the mechanism of action? Are you saying that, like... Because remember, it's based on the month you're born, not the month you're conceived. So, like, your mom's womb has some kind of special ray shielding that protects you from cosmic rays traveling from constellations tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of light years away. Protect the children, the archer waits, bow in hand, to shoot the wild beast approaching from a distance. Okay, so that's Sagittarius, I want to say. Getting cheese is better than only wool. Getting succulent meat is the best of all. It would have to be Taurus, right? Read poem. Oh, I guess we have to pick which one of them to go into? First it came from the sea, it grew legs so it could play on the shoal, then it developed poison to protect itself. Luigi is telling a story of three things. The desert water is a treasure. To win her, offer the maiden her weight in water, placed in earth and water jugs. That's Aquarius. There's multiple doors here. This one only requires 2. I guess not. Oh, is it like left to right? Shoot the wild beast approaching. I only have 3 tiles to start with, so I must need to put all 3 of them into one location right now. My third one was the maiden, I guess. Virgo. Goddess of Justice. I can get other tiles, like right now, Hunting Swan. I assume that they were all in here behind other doors. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. It's locked. Yay, fixed camera angles. Let's see. Trying a puppet child again. I think I want to equally increase everybody's strike radius. Some strike sizes are bigger than others, just by default for certain characters, it looks like. I definitely want to increase the size of the last one. It's the one I'm most likely to screw up, I think. Hit size I'm less worried about. So Geppetto, let's dump your bonuses here. only have 8, so I can only do it for 2 characters. So I'll do these 2. Neat. I don't think there's any loot in this room. Right, that might be one. Yay! Hidden treasures through fixed camera angles. I dig it. I am a fan. Oops. I'll bring to that. Kill the fortune stick. Let Geppetto finish murdering the child. Oh, bummer. Alright, Joaquin, you got this, buddy. Who's apparently a vampire? He turns into a golden bat occasionally, for some reason. And sometimes he's invisible. But he's also like a muscle man wrestler guy.
Stay out of my way.
I feel like this game specifically is being pretty heavily parodied by, what's the game? Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. Tiles? Libra, Aries, Capricorn. Okay. Review them here. Libra is the balance, right? Scales held by a stride away humanity's sons. Virgo we already had is a maiden. Aries is the ram. Golden fleece lamb. Legend, that must be why they were mentioning fleece earlier. Capricorn, mythical goat. Count Brocula. Hey, it's a ring soul again. A life force. It's called the ring spirits. You sure are. Bring it on, baby. Stop being mean to the poor ring spirit. Oh, I don't know. April 27th? Especially since Zodiac has been off for like a couple thousand years because of the precession of the Earth, right? Oh, he's sighing. Power to command the Judgment Ring. Such power will help you carve your way through destiny. Thanks. I'm glad those appear to be scripted and unmissable, the ones that have governed the number of attacks you get. It's hurt because you were mean to him. Are you sure it's still Taurus? After they, did they actually fix it? Or is it still off by a couple months because of the precession of the Earth? Oh, now we can go 5. Okay. So let's get everyone up to an even number of attacks before we start upgrading someone to the next level. I'm Mr. No Funds Allowed when it comes to Zodiac. If it was based on virtually anything else, I think I might be able to go, oh, that's kind of a cute, goofy thing to joke about, but like, if it was based on lines on your palm or something, that might be fun. At least it's a little bit more unique to a person, right? I think there are certain brands of divination, while all equally scams and goofy, that are at least more, like, they have more interesting design space. Like, I think tarot is kind of cool. It's also nonsense, but the system of divination there is kind of neat. The Yi-Ying with the trigrams and the hexagrams are also pretty cool. I actually know a lot about divination, despite thinking it's pretty stupid, because I used to play this Korean MMO where I played as a diviner. It's like super RP focused, so everybody in the group is all in the different kinds of divination. Yeah, I agree with you, Yukubo. People didn't take it seriously. I know people who I respect who are like, oh, that's such a Gemini thing to do, and I'm like, I think if you held a gun to their head, they would say they don't take it seriously, but they still kind of like will occasionally justify their decisions or the decisions of others as being tied to their astrological sign. Star key. First magnitude star Arcturus, which appears in the spring, means bear driver in Greek. I didn't know that. Inconceivable on the Adriatic. Okay. That's the other door across the hall there. For sure. Right. We talk about that a lot, where it can be fun to... I need to come up with a term for it if someone hasn't already coined one, but like... You can make a narrative scaffolding from something like the suits of the tarot, the arcana of the tarot, or the colors of the rainbow, or the 12 Zodiac. Like, I see it in a lot of video games, and it's fun to be familiar with that sort of thing. I totally agree. Sweet. So, a fun, creative scaffolding, because then once you decide, I'm gonna base all of the monsters in my game off of the tarot, like, you have to start being very creative about how you go about deploying that idea. Lets you fill in gaps pretty easily. If I use it for my D&D setting, I use the colors of the rainbow as my creative scaffolding. And I try to apply it in everything. So, like, what if the colors apply to the gods? And to countries? Corporations.
I think I like this shape the best.
This game clearly does it with, what is it, the Key of Solomon Dukes of Hell or whatever? I think that we said that's what the crests were. Plate of fortune cookies here. Ah, they're probably stale. Found a fortune inside the cookie. Day's fortune. Your mind's condition is feeling so-so. Not too bad, not all that great. Mind's fatigue is ease some. Okay, whatever. No, it's actually, so this guy, Joachim, is a wrestler that attacks by hitting people with a metal locker. But every so often, due to his Joachithms, sometimes he's a golden bat, and sometimes he's invisible. Pretty wild shit. He's trained by an Indian stereotype wrestleman in a Speedo. Earlier we needed to find and equip a teddy bear that would confer resistance to instant death attacks, so that the Indian stereotype mentor wrestler wouldn't knock the guy that turns into a bat into space. Just Shadow Hearts things. Sweet. Just run-of-the-mill cookie cutter story devices. I love that he has a custom UI element for it too. That brings me a lot of joy. It's very Barkley, shut up and jam Gaiden. Alright, ring perfect victory. 2 extra soul energy out of it. I'm a big fan of crazy, unnecessary UI elements like that in video games. Like the whole papyrus dating sequence in Undertale really spoke to me. The crime and weather forecast indicators. Alright, so I gotta go to inventory here. Okay. Scorpion, Archer, Fish. I think I understand how puzzles are supposed to work now. I'll put back there in a sec. Egg. Yeah. Having a random modified noun generator being a fun basis for a game jam. I could hear that. Only people with blood type AB can open this door. That's a big thing in Japan, right? Like, blood type superstition. Put me on the service, I was type A. Corinthian manatee. Try the door and fail even once, a really great treasure inside disappears. Fucking fantastic. 2 people stand on the hearts, they can check their blood types. If they have blood types that don't mix, the lamp overhead will light. A and B don't mix, but O mixes with either. And A and Lucia is B, all we have to do is find somebody who makes the lamp light with both of us. Okay. Start comparing. Your 2 blood types mix. The test subjects lights the lamp when comparing with A only, he's B. Lights with B only, he's A. He doesn't light the lamp with A or B, he's O. If he lights it with A and B, he must be AB. Okay. I feel like there might be a yes-no translation issue here. I thought they said that they would light up if they do mix. So if I understood that correctly, that should mean that Geppetto can touch the door. I know this is a spoiler, but if you played the game before, can you confirm that Geppetto is the right answer? So I don't have to, like, reload a save. Go back and save in the meantime. Blood type is like Japan's astrology. That's goofy, because it's like, it's even fewer combinations, right? I guess that's all I'm asking for. If you have a system of divination, at least have a respectable number of possible combinations. Blood type of AB, AB, O, positive and negative. You have like a maximum of 5 different possible personality types? Come on. As many vectors as possible, exactly. I think that hexagrams are 64 combinations. The yin yang, which is pretty serviceable. Just the astrology. Yeah. How many are there? Because there's 2 dimensions in each of 4 tests. This is a question I would normally ask Andrea. She's really good at converting a word problem like that into the requisite math. Is that 2 to the 4? Possible combinations? Is it like 4 factorial? There's potentially a ton of factors. Gotcha, hunting swan. That's more interesting then. So there's more to it than like the newspaper astrology, right? Which is typically just what's your sign. Gotcha. Just where the sun was, okay. See, as a hobby, that's much more interesting to me. My frustration with astrology in general is, like, it's commentary on the fact that anyone else that was born in April must have, in the same, you know, it doesn't even matter if it was born in the same year as me, right? Is the Chinese zodiac more complicated too? Those are year-based signs. I think it was 12 or 13. I feel like that would be less descriptive too, since like people of a comparable dating age. Well, I guess today it would be. Maybe that hasn't always been this way. But do you think that like people that were likely to date each other would be very close in year and tend to share signs? But that may not have been true in the past with arranged marriages. It is Geppetto. Okay, thank you. It could be fun as a cool, like, narrative device, diversion, or hobby. I get frustrated when people, like, take it seriously and make life decisions, or don't make life decisions based on it. Superstition in general bugs me. I really liked, I went to a science museum in San Francisco, Exploratorium. If you're ever in town, I can't recommend it enough. But they have a big anti-superstition area where, like, they have a drinking fountain that comes from, like, it's toilet-shaped. They have a piano hanging from the ceiling and, like, a ladder that they try to get you to walk under. Like, does this make you feel weird? If it does, ask yourself why, which I thought was a really cool way to put it. It doesn't say you're stupid, necessarily, for being superstitious about this kind of thing. Joaquin is now invisible because Shadow Arts. Thanks, Megman, I appreciate it. Go on without comparing. It's Geppetto. Oh, I bet I need to make him my party leader. I should do that just to play it absolutely safe. There we go. Wait, what determines who the leader of the party is? I thought it was just going to be this. I guess I'll see once I touch it. Even if I set it so Geppetto's the only one in the party, it doesn't do it either. Thought I could change who the leader was, because I think that, what's his name, was a leader before. Joaquin, we got to see his really goofy walking cycle. Screen, characters always Yuri, except side quest characters in specific dungeons. Okay, thank you very much. Mischief-free zone. If anyone with our AD blood type touches this door, the treasure will disappear. Who should touch the door? Geppetto. Yay! Ooh, petrify. Assume that counts as... Oh wow, those can disappear too? Yikes. I assume those count as combat ending if enemies are petrified. Usually games will treat petrification as comparable to death. The weak petrify effects. Oh, the petrify will? Okay. Gotcha. Alright, we've got all of our keys now. I'm gonna take the tiles out that I've already put in. I'm guessing it's left to right, but hard to say for sure. It may have... If the localizers did a good job, they would have made the story go left to right, even though the Japanese would have been right to left. Whoops. Ouch. Sweet. Should have used that on the enemy that didn't have one hit point left, that's okay. Happens. Perfect. Getting a good amount of money in here. We should be able to afford. I think I only needed one more. Oh wait, no, I think everybody actually has the right one, don't they? Pendant, 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 pendant. Beautiful. So I might need to buy another one if I get another character in the future for the party. Seems likely given the party member UI. But in the meantime, I can spend my money on more interesting upgrades like other accessories, armor, weapons, that sort of thing. I'm glad that they actually give a fairly decent stat boost. I'm guessing that gets outpaced in later game stuff. Find out. Get my tiles out of the wall. I know I'm generally moving in the right direction here. Move tile. Other one that I spent was over here. Okay, read poem. In the desert, water is a treasure. To win her, offer the maiden her weight in water, placed in earthen water jugs. That could be Scorpion, Virgo, Aquarius is my guess. Could also be the weight one that they mentioned. I can try that in a second. This doesn't work. Nope, that's not right. So let's try removing. Offer the maiden her weight in water, place her in the water is a treasure. I'll come back to this one. There's a couple different ways I could see that going. First, it came from the sea. It grew legs so it could play in the shoal, then it developed poison to protect itself. Oh, okay. So that's Pisces, Crab, Cancer, and then Scorpio. Okay. Well, that removes some of my options for the other ones. Crab, Scorpion. I do like the puzzles in this game. They're generally pretty well localized. Hey. And it clears out once you get it right. Gotcha. Alright, when I listen to the poem again. Oops. Come on. Getting cheese is better than only wool. Oh, I see. But getting succulent meats is the best thing of all. Okay. So wool is the bottom. Gotcha. I like how there's a different logical progression to each of these. And then cheese is probably goat, would be my guess. Goat cheese. And then succulent meat would have to be Taurus. Hey, that's pretty cool. Okay. Well, that's significantly reduced puzzle for the other ones. Protect the children. The archer waits, bow in hand, to shoot the wild beast approaching from the distance. Okay. And again, that says that the archer is blocking the children, which would be Gemini. Cool. The beast is probably the lion, Leo. I like the way they did these. This is a really cool puzzle. Give it its props. Rad. Water is a treasure. To win her, offer the maiden her weight in water placed in earthen water jugs. Oh, now I see that it's like a scales. Okay. Gotcha. And she almost certainly weighs more, right? So this one has to be the scales. I can always brute force it if I don't get the order right. Sweet! Should have been offer her more than her weight in water, I assume, to make it incredibly clear that the heavier thing was on the right, but that was neat. What a cute puzzle. Alright, let's go back and progress here. Try to go to the middle door last since it required the most tiles, and it's also the one Lucia said she suspected was correct. Yeah, that's awesome. I like how they were able to use the Zodiac as a creative scaffolding for the puzzle, too. 50. I've sometimes seen puzzles like that that are really poorly localized, where you can't really figure it out on a first pass, so getting it so that it's a little bit challenging. I don't know, can spin rain 5 times of action successful. That seems really good. You can either make it where it's so obtuse where you're like, really? Or it can be so obvious where you don't really care. It reminds me of a La Mulana puzzle, actually. Oh, I'm super stoked for La Mulana 2. Or... damage victory, ring perfect victory. Oh, okay. How you doing, Stargamer? What you been up to? Still trying to learn a new ability from pumping Yuri's fusion points here. Next is 120. Maybe one or two more battles should get me there. This looks more like progress. Let's see. That should come from the center door. Weird. Karin? I think that's by design. I also think that Joaquim's sanity level is probably affected by which of his weird vampire statuses he's in. Geppetto's only at 10 and Blanca's only at 9. There's Stargamer. Go your train trip. There's a Theracene here, that's it. Interesting. I guess it gives you, if you don't get one of the puzzles, you're safe. Go get our weird Italian island flower here that we need to give to the blood type AB fortune teller back in Florence. Which will help us track down the sages of the sword who have kidnapped our friend, the wizard Roger Bacon, who lives in Wales. The invisibility effect is an all-up shot. I don't think there's a downside to it. The bat can't cast spells, which is kind of a bummer.
That was easy enough.
Ring perfect victory. It's not a huge bonus, but it's nice. Priming my oh my god button for if there's a boss fight down here. Dancer lady airhead looked at the screen and winked with a shiny eye, and now she's pulling a conspicuous lever. Presumably summon a cat monster. Oh my god.
That is one giant pussy.
This is where you all die.
Huh?
Andre, go on ahead and get them.
Oh, that's great. The subtitling was almost as bad.
I'm your master! Did you forget who I am?
It looks like it's trying to eat her.
It's happening off screen.
We should try and help.
I think you're right.
One giant pussy, they said. Thanks, Joaquin. Alright. Fighting what the game itself called a giant pussy. I think the subtitle said that's one big pussy. Andre. Giant pink cat monster. Makes perfect sense. Anybody else can do that, right? Linear, small, 2 hits. I might try to do a full combo in this fight if I can. See if our party member order plays along with it. Make a list of all the sentences that accurately describe events in this game. That just sounds insane out of context. That would be fun, yeah. Where is he in the party turnover? Oh, the boss acts too many times for it to be feasible, I think. I guess maybe if I go after Joaquin, it might work. If he attacks us once, he breaks us out of it. We don't get a round where he doesn't interrupt our actions, so I think I'll get to use a 4-player hit there, unfortunately. Just those sentences that don't sound insane out of context. So at this point, I'd love to have a party-wide heal. What's the status effect do? Seems not great. Why did he get up to 5 hits? Interesting. Hey, Nodovan, you missed the best dialogue line in the game. That is one giant pussy. Oh, sorry to hear that, bummer. We just started about an hour ago. We did the Zodiac dungeon. Heal. I don't know what the status abnormality. What is the question mark status? Same as every other weekday. 1 to 5 Pacific, Monday through Friday. It's also on Friday for 2 hours as part of Subblock. This is the bonus stream. Looks like it increases the number of hits on the ring wheel, the question mark status. That's interesting. Try healing Karin is the lowest, I think. I'm pretty good on hitting those crits now. Strike zone. Fake ring. That was the status effect from before. Okay. It helps a lot when you have everybody has the same speed, so it's not screwing with your muscle memory from turn to turn, which kind of was happening to me before. $109 damage is pretty good. Oh, I see. So the status penalty is that one of the things on the ring isn't real, and you have to remember what their ring is supposed to look like. That's actually a pretty cool mechanic now that I think about it. Because you don't necessarily have to cleanse it if you just remember what their ring is supposed to look like. Stop stealing money from me. I'm stealing a pretty significant amount, too. Maybe I'll get that as an added effect ring drop from the enemy. I like games that kind of have a basic blue magic effect like that, where you're stealing abilities from the enemies you're fighting. It can be really cool.
Ha! Next time I won't be so easy on you.
You tell him, Joaquin. Did it drop all the money it stole from me, too? I play a lot of games that have that approach. She's not eaten? Okay. fine. I'm so sorry. We thought Serpientes Gladio sent you after us. I mean, that could still be the case. We could just be very competent and beat up your giant pussy. We had hitmen pretending to be customers sent to us before, and every time I bring them to this island, we feed them to Andre. But we've clearly proven our own trial by combat shit. You oppose the society too. Okay, so she was just playing dumb the whole time. That helps. Oh, she's about to give us a backstory cutscene voice acting, I think. Wait, hand back like that. Oh, never mind, I guess just teleport here. Saw everything through this mirror. Well, that's convenient. You believe us now? Sure. Flower I had you go get isn't the real Adriatic Magnolia. Feel bad for tricking you. Take this as a token of apology. Another crest. That sounds like a lore dump.
I was young and beautiful once, too. Loving life full of dreams, I was. But those girlish dreams didn't last. Men used me and threw me out like trash. I was hurt and bitter then. That's when it happened. A secret group called Serpientes Gladio invited me to join them. Desperate, I joined, and even took on disciples to be my successors. But the violence was too much for me, and I ran away from them. They chased me for years, and always I managed to evade them. Finally, I wound up here. I've been with this one ever since then.
No matter how much you try to turn a blind eye, you can never escape your true destiny. Carla. Hey, she is joining my party. Shocker. See what she's good at. Tell you where the Society's branch headquarters are in this town. The man you're looking for might be there. Thanks, Carla. I love how, like, passively they had her getting eaten by the giant cat. Tarot card is a skill where Lucia draws cards from the tarot card pack. Some cards have powerful positive effects, while others have negative effects. Aromatherapy is Lucia's skill, blending a base oil with certain other oils to produce different aromas. Of course, this game has aromatherapy as an ability. Compatibility with the blended oils changes each aroma's effects, so try to find oils that go well together. Metallic is really fade to black. Yeah. Ocean oil, misty oil. Give me a tutorial here. Oh, is it it's an in-combat mix ability, basically? Am I reading that right? Alright, well, now I need to get her own thingamajig. Let's see. I might start keeping Yuri, Karin, and Geppetto in my party all the time. I like having Geppetto as a dedicated healer mage character. And then rotate out Joaquin, Blanca, and Lucia. Aromatherapy. It tells you how much it's going to cost to use in battle. Okay, so there's like a mix effect. Aroma oil, extract of ginger and black pepper with a hint of cardamom. Stimulating aroma reduces tension. Expresses the abundance of the sea for a deeply relaxing experience. So much effort. Different tarot cards. MP's restored by 50% of its max value. Oh, we don't have all of the cards yet. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, and she's Dark Elemental by default. That's interesting. She attacks using her fan dance, because of course she does. Thanks. I do like this game's effort in making the characters not feel super samey. Like, there's ways you can customize them to make them samey, but they also have a combat ability that's unique. Press chain, right. Person. Light damage. Barrier Mirage, Belith, Rock Rod, Red Rave. Yeah, her unique abilities are cool. More gambling related, it seems like. Oh, there's another crest here. Shit. What's that? Vapor. Aim, Rage Shield, and Gale, Hail Beacon, Bright Light. I don't think battle fans are a real thing. Let's go talk to the shopkeepers and get her her own necklace, just in case they swap party members on us later. We haven't found any new gay porn in a while, so can't use that. They now sell... probably the next town they'll sell a new fan for her. Did they find any actual combat use? Yeah. For martial arts demonstrations, right? 6-gun. Nobody was charging anybody on a battlefield with a fan. Alright, so we got pendants for everybody again. Gotta start earning money again, though. It didn't look like the chainmail was actually an upgrade for my entire party, but let me double check here. Oh, it's because she couldn't use one, but Geppetto still can. And it's a fairly significant defensive increase. So I guess I'll get that first, since Geppetto's at the highest risk of dying. Be careful using the recommended button at some point. 437 steps. Does anyone who's played this before know if I have to wait until the last possible moment, or can I get multiple prizes? The way she prompts you to say yes or no to swapping for a prize makes me think that once you cash it in, that's the only one you get, so you want to hold off as long as possible. It's not out of sorts for a JRPG. Light with paintbrushes and books and megaphones and math. Nothing on the sides of this map, looks like. Magical living dolls. Delay, what does that do? The enemy's turn take longer to occur? Okay. So it's not the same as slow in Final Fantasy, right? Pretty fishy looking place. New crest. They give you a lot of crests in this game. Arc Cure, is that what I hope it is? Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Raise, heal. Sweet. Now he can do a party heal, a single target heal, remove negative status effects, and resurrect dead party members. That's the dream. I feel like that's such an important ability from a action economy opportunity cost perspective, like being able to heal your entire party, even for a small amount. Red book on the table. Love hat trick. Nighttime is the right time. The burning flame of love is in the air. Tonight is the night to make your finest love maneuver. Pull off a hat trick with the one you love. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock. Kickoff is at 6, huh? Spy dies at night 3. The house of evil I had sneaked into is filled with insidious traps. I hit a dead end, nowhere to go. I could hear the approaching footsteps of my pursuers. Just then, the hand of the clock reached 9. Yeah, missing pages. Hand reached 9. Kickoff's at 6. There's a yellow book over here. This book smells suspicious. It's a gas, all about farts. Yeah, go for it, Mega Man. No, I think that 600 was saying they weren't ever used as a practical fighting implement. It's not like something you would charge into battle with, but something you might use in a martial arts demonstration. Farts come 6 hours after eating, so if you had breakfast, one should come around 3 o'clock. Don't try to hold them in or they'll come out your mouth. Be considerate but commit to healthy farting. Farts should come around 3, huh? Set it to 3 o'clock. Should cause a fart to appear. Foul smell fills the air. Oh my god. Okay. More like duels and battlefields. This setup is typical of a bad guy headquarters. Alright, and then presumably setting it to 3 does something special. There is a book that describes the act of farting, which ends up being a key to puzzling. Well, I missed the other one. Hopefully it wasn't like a bonus crest or something, since I can't put in 6 now. That's a really suspicious 6-camera angle hallway there. Gremlins and whatever that thing is. Gross. Right, petrify. Oh, it's like a gradual petrify. I guess we'll see how it differs as a status effect from paralyze or stun. Ooh, just barely missed it. Doing pretty good on all perfects up to that point. Too bad. Oh, petrify is a death mechanic. Okay, right on. But I can still target him. It's interesting. Alright, let's see if I get a new ability for getting his fusion up another level. Fusion, Carol, Soul Charge, go. Still nothing. Okay. We'll keep going for it. I'm gonna keep focusing on Carol until he gets a new ability. Might not be until level 10. Creepy picture. Oh, cool. It's going a little overboard, don't you think? This switch. Very suspicious looking mechanism. It's missing a part. One of these probably goes out to that suspicious hallway from earlier. Like a big ENIAC, maybe? There we go. When was the ENIAC invented? There's a bunch of numbers, vacuum tube numbers on the back. That's progress. Anything down this way? No, that'll be more progress later. Okay. Gotcha. $46? Wow. I guess you figure the Enigma machine was a pretty small device by comparison. It wasn't really a computer. I'll wait until World War II. Aw, Ben. Just jump on Jaden. Yeah. I really recommend that number file video about the Enigma machine. Super interesting.
If that's all they've got.
I feel like I'm going to keep that equipped for the rest of the game if it's not boss fights. Chance to insta-kill an enemy is always really strong. Says something. You got the password. Okay. I like how they don't bother telling you what it is, it doesn't matter. It's cool, like, supervillain house. Lottery ticket. Oh no. Anything that costs resources. If it's an added effect, that's great, but if I have to spend MP or a turn on attempting instant death or petrification, no thank you. Generally garbage. But like added effect petrify or added effect death. I think that's right, Retro. It's a speedrun bonus. So it's not... I think you will technically get more if you very slowly farm the rest of the level. But it gives you a pretty nice bonus. Obviously the ideal is to farm the level and get the time door, which is possible if you're fast enough. Serp can probably speak better to it. He's a pro at Dead Cells. Is Dead Cells done yet? Like, do we have a date for the final patch? File patch is in beta right now. I think we're going back that way. Enter password. Nagi, of course it was, in this Italian villa. I think once Dead Cells is finished... Sweet, we surrounded them. Nice. I need more AoE attacks, because I have some. I think most of the AoE in this game is proximity based, which makes sense. More of the like Chrono Trigger school. Linear. Hit a maximum of 2 of them. Hit 3 with that attack, that's right. Oh, I've said it every other session, but I still really like that ring system. I like turn-based JRPGs that give you something to do, you know? Gonna cut it. Nice. Still enough to finish it. What we got? Cool. I think a lot of people feel like they wish they had a puzzle house. The number of times it would actually be relevant is very low. Cool. Alright, toggle switch is probably the thing we need in the computer room upstairs. Seal of the urn, what does that do? Dominance capacity. Huh. Janus is devils, angels, and even gods increases the user's dominance capacity. I don't think I've seen that stat depicted yet. I assume it's related to Yuri. Oh, DCP. Oh, that's how many of the crests they can equip at a time, which is why Yuri's is 0. Okay, I understand. At some point I need to get to a save point and try to use all of those in combat to get the maximum possible benefit from them. After this combat, I'm going to take a quick break and run to the restroom. Apparently there are reasons you would want to be a bat. So I have an item that lets me turn into one. You do more damage per hit. So when you're not a bat, or when you are a bat, you can't use abilities. But I thought it was just a downgrade. Yeah, that's as good a time as any to swap people out of the main party.
That wasn't even a workout.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys. 1 sec. Alright, I'm back. Strongoids? The hell is that? Okay. So I have an item to force him invisible, and an item to force him into bat mode. Gotcha. I might try to make a, Oh, this thing is so suspicious and I can't interact with it. A gramophone? Alright. I might try to make some party shortcuts with the different people swapped out. Let's see. So Team A is what I currently have. Team B is going to be Yuri. It's basically going to be the same, except with Blanca. And then Team C will be Karin, Lucia, and Geppetto. Now, I think that there is a way for me to swap teams on the world map. L2. That's convenient. It's a really neat way to let you easily keep your full party leveled up without having to constantly go into a big menu to do it. Top everybody off after this. I feel like I'm coming up on a boss fight. Lots of enemies this time. Put up to 3 enemies. It's probably correct. Last one.
That was a piece of cake.
Tell him. Okay, so I think we're going to put this switch into the computer. Not that this game having anachronisms is it's terribly surprising. HR guy and you are arranging a company cookout, so you sent out a Google form. I'll go back to the clock. It seems reasonable asking for dietary restrictions. Must have brisket. It's like, I'm not sure that's what we meant, but okay. It's funny. Alright, that is more efficient for NP usage if everybody is well on health. I'm gonna go downstairs and save really fast. Like his ambition. I have this sinking feeling that I missed a power-up. Because I got the fart thing, but I didn't get the kickoff thing. Alright. Decent rate of income in this game too, I feel like. Oh, I didn't see the book on the piano. I'm all alone. I crouch sadly in an empty corner. My only companion is the companion. The only companion is the piano. Excuse me. My own private concert starts at 12. Okay, but I can't do it anymore. So there may have been 2 other puzzles for setting the clock at the other 2 options. Shit. How many of your guests are children? -3. That's distressing. Does that mean that he's going to do something about 3 of the other kids? Other people are bringing? Talisman of Mercy. Okay. So it's a Super Phoenix down. It's the HR guy's problem, right? It's still funny. He's got an old-timey jukebox. Not sure if those sorts of jukeboxes existed in 1915. I might be wrong. Part of what's so charming about this game, though. They could have gone the Valkyria Chronicles route and set it in a place that's very similar to early 20th century Europe, but they decided to have it literally set there, which is really goofy. It's an aggressive anachronism. Usually one of the targets of these AoEs always take less damage. Well, I guess not that time. But it wasn't enough to kill any of them that time. Interesting. I guess maybe time travel could end up being a story element in this game, right? It wouldn't be surprising at this point. I wish the way this cool ring system worked, that if you scored 4 hits and you killed an enemy on the first hit, that it would carry over the remaining hits to the other enemies. I guess there's something interesting about having you strategize who's attacking whom based on how many hit points they have left. Tomato juice. Oh, he's a goof. Keep using Geppetto to heal here. I thought someone was way lower. Must have been Karin. This is the 3rd floor. It looks like a dungeon. There's a save point. Perfect. Do I want to blow a tent here? Now, it only costs $200, and I'm getting more than that in a random battle. So maybe I'll do one and then intentionally get into a fight. Or I just won't worry about it. Let's go with the not worry about it. This is the Sages of the Sword headquarters in Italy. So they're very into goofy shit, apparently. End of the line. What? We're not just gonna leave this place without a boss fight? Oh god, what was that thing? Janus. Cool. I guess I'll open with trying to buff as many people in the party as possible here. Makes a pretty big difference. Elemental damage. This guy's pretty tall. Rage on Karin. Does Janus have a Greek counterpart? I don't know my Roman myth and names terribly well. Except where they have an obvious Greek counterpart. I think the Roman names are cooler. I don't know, I have to think about that. Geppetto's not doing too hot health-wise. Arc here seemed like a waste for his turn now, so let's just cure himself for now. And it's probably incorrect. I've always interpreted the Roman pantheon as being like a literal one-to-one stand-in, just a different name for a Greek god, but are there any like subtle differences between the ones that do have counterparts? Planets first and gods second. Yeah, I hear that. You should realize how hard we wasted Pluto. Ow, Jesus. Romans pulled other cultures' gods into their own, which is pretty standard, right? Oh, but it's like from an empire perspective. They took her gods. A lot of the dualism that the Hebrews adopted eventually became a big element of Christianity, pretty argued to be absorbed from the Zoroastrians when they were in Babylonian captivity. So it can happen in the other direction too. Good job, Geppetto. We're not taking a boatload of damage from that. Karin's almost out of sanity. Oh, interesting. They didn't deny the Jewish-Christian God as existing. So Yahweh existed. It just wasn't as big of a deal as the Christians thought it was. Yeah, polytheist view can be interesting. Let's make it fit into our canon. And they said that Infinity War was the biggest crossover event of all time.
What a waste of time.
Oh, and we can get tarot cards for Lucia in boss fights. That's pretty cool. So I'm not super clear on what causes me to get a battle bonus for enemy actions. Maybe certain enemies are... They project the number of turns they're expected to take me to beat them, and then gives me a bonus if I beat them in fewer than that.
That's odd. There's no one here at all.
Weird. Where could they be hiding the old man?
One more accuracy rebook. Well, that kind of seems to be the tone of the Old Testament, right? It's definitely not, I am the only God, it's Yahweh is the best God, and my people are the best people. That tone changes a bit into the New Testament, but... Sure, there are other gods, but they suck.
Is everyone okay?
We're fine.
I think I'm okay.
As hard-headed as usual, I see.
Nicolai.
What are you up to?
My god goes to another school.
Lieutenant. You too, Godslayer.
Yo!
Well, let's see. It's been 2 months since the mistletoe's curse.
2
and
months,
you still
huh?
look quite normal.
It didn't work. It's a load of crap.
Kinda worked.
Somebody needs a
Reset my level, got rid of all my fusions.
The one you're looking for is no longer here.
What?
Saint Marguerite Island. We're holding him there.
You go meet him there on your airship.
Godslayer, get me the Émigré manuscript. Do that, and I'll give you bacon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't lie to me. You most certainly do know. It contains the secret of life. You used it to achieve your victory. Afterwards, you and Bacon took it and hid it away somewhere. That much I already know.
Back to Florence. Not a lot of choices here. Fair enough. Presumably that's something that happened in Shadow Hearts 1, I guess. Now, how are we doing on everybody's gear and stuff? I guess once I get into Florence, I can see if the shopkeepers have anything new for me. Society won't stop at anything. What kind of secret does the Émigré manuscript hold? Here's the deal. Oh man. About to give us a voice-acted lore cutscene with his own drawings.
3 ancient tomes were stolen from the Vatican. The Pulse Tract, which incarnates a god from the soul of the earth. The Rillier text, with the power to summon a god from beyond the stars.
That's cool. Cthulhu is canonical in this universe?
Which creates life from death.
Some of those things look like they're from Shadow Hearts 1.
Because
I love these
cutscenes.
cutscenes.
The power to warp the very fabric.
Oh, that's the Sephiroth, right?
The books have been widely sought after over the years, and many tragedies resulted from that search.
He's done a little kid with crayons cutscene before when he's explaining something. It's pretty great. My hands on those 3 books by chance 6 months ago when I fought that god. Roger and I secretly sealed the books away. We hid the Émigré manuscript in the Great Neam Fissure. Oh, it's a spot in Wales, okay. Of course, as the rest of Wales is crawling with evil and monsters. Okay. Oh, thanks. Wait, does she always get a full heal? Boss. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now that I'm, on average, getting more money than the cost of a tent from every combat, but if I'm feeling like I'm gonna pinch pennies, I can always warp to Florence and get her to full heal me. Sweet. You guys have new inventory? I still don't have Gateborn for you. I'm very sorry. Try though I might. There wasn't any in the Sages of the Sword headquarters. I wonder if their stock changes as you progress through the game. Changes based on their location. I have a feeling it's the latter, because I don't want to buy anything from them here. Probably get another opportunity to work with them in the next town I go to. I'm trying to think what the most efficient way to rotate party members would be. Wales. I want to try to rotate party members in such a way that they get an even amount of XP from battle to battle. I have to have Yuri in the party. I have 6 to choose from and I have a party of 4. And if I can swap teams from combat to combat, A, B, C, D, E, F, and A is fixed, so I have B, C, D. What's a mailbox doing here? Look at the music. I really want this mailbox. He's gonna use it as a new weapon. He just picks it up. It's called stealing, you know? Never mind that. Oh, he's a goofy character. Red mailbox. Oh, that's the joke before he joins your party. He just, like, finds stuff and uses it as a weapon. There's a chest here that wasn't here before. Rope ladder. It's a key item? Strange rope ladder that extends hundreds of meters. Normal-looking rope ladder from Roger's house, made with alchemic techniques. Unfurled several hundred meters, allowing descent from the highest place. Okay, right on. Looks like Yuri got a big soul charge boost recently. Guessing I have to get him to level 10 to get anything interesting. Dope. If we get him to 10 and nothing happens, I might start powering up another form. The pacing with which they give you soul charge, though, it seems like it's correct. Try to focus on one. Maybe unlock all of them at first just to have access to them, so you have to keep going back to the graveyard. It's a shop? What? I did not realize that last time I was here. So there's a fan upgrade. Now I'm worried that I'm going to find one lying around, though. Piano wire. Whetstone Plus. Blessed Saber. Although they let you try it with a discounted amount. It's really nice. Sweet. Everyone has a new weapon, which is very exciting. Doesn't really sell significant new armor, though. That was a pretty big upgrade for him because I skipped his last one since we had to save money for the coral pendants. Figure out where we're going to use this rope ladder. Outside somewhere on the cliffs of Whales. I think this is right. I think this is where the final boss was supposed to be in Shadow Hearts 1 from the cutscene they showed us last time we got here. Sure can. Who put the chest there for us? Uh-oh. Alright, we got a new, potentially likely windy dungeon. Face guard. We got cool hieroglyphics. Increases defense. Fairly significantly. This will give it to Geppetto? Oh no, Karin's defense is worse than Geppetto's. I guess whatever it is she's wearing isn't entirely protective. I was gonna start drawing a map again. I assume that every dungeon I'm gonna have to draw a map in now after playing the game for as long as we have. Okay. Yeah, last couple places we went with a map and it made a pretty big difference. Oh, it's 3D? Try looking up a link to it here. I see. Alright, one sec then. What's the name of the area? Tell me somewhere. Neam ruins. First time you enter Neam ruins, there are no side quests. Oh, there are side quests later on that aren't shown in this guide. Okay. Oh god. Alright, 1 second. The stream might hitch a sec while I pull up Chrome so I can download this. I'm just gonna get it once and then we'll close Chrome. Entrance in Neam ruins, face guard. Okay. So that's the only legal path at the beginning. Whoa, things gnarly looking. Off near. Oops. Mailbox. It's a pretty big DPS boost. Should be enough to finish her. Seems like all the enemy sprites have a weakened animation cycle. It's kind of cool. Dropping mana seeds, which is great. Monsters didn't bother us last time Roger and I were here. Place this steeped in evil and curses is rare. Something horrible must have happened here. Huh. Well, the music's kind of delightful. That goes left. You can take one up here. It's gonna go up to a chest and then exit. Okay. Oh, it's an interesting mechanic. So if I step on the block, it moves. But sometimes I want to depart the block from a different direction. Gotcha. Which is what I have to do here, because if I went back the other way, I'd end up on the other side of the block on the platform I'm moving to. You want to follow along, just Google Neam Ruins map. I'm using the first result from Google. It's on Game FAQs. So this place isn't too bad in terms of being top down. It doesn't seem like it's very vertical right now. Maybe that changes later. Thousand luck. Spend those at some point. Oh, I see. The red blocks are different floors. Okay. And this floor, the moving block will be either blue or yellow. Use the switch to make all the blocks switch color. The block will move to its color. Okay. What this is? Interesting. Gotcha. That is confusing. Okay. There's switches in this room. I want to get to all the chests before I do anything else, right? So there's one over here. Womp. Off here and Otheon. Could have transformed him. These guys are pretty buff. Oops. At least I didn't out and out miss. Oh, paralyze him. Cool. Should have burned down the other guy then. I think paralysis is just a chance to not be able to act. Actually, not 100% sure. Marionette magic. Oh yeah, I buff her. Great use of your turn. Oh, you get to go as well. Because buffing is a pretty low initiative cost, it seems like. Oh shit, I picked the wrong enemy. Oops. Well, at least they'll be very close to dead. Almost. Geppetto will be able to finish her off. Still paralyzed. It's not like they're Handmaid's Tale characters. Diaper monster. We haven't looked at the bestiary in a while. I'm gonna scope that after this fight here. Okay, so I think this is a hit area expand. Yeah, and there's a Theraseed in here. Okay. What was I gonna do? I only really care about strike expands at the moment. Just for funsies, I haven't been in Solomon's Key in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could potentially clear these ones. Strong tan man. He used to live in the desert, but was banished to an island on the enchanting sea for treachery. Here's a beautiful mermaid. Lures sailors to their death by pretending to drown near the whirlpool. Art lover who talks with demons in other areas. Rules water and controls tides and storms at will, but is powerless on land. Exchanges knowledge with his friend, Vasago of the Forest of Passion. Water demon. Okay, so that near the whirlpool should be here, right? Talks to demons in other areas. This is kind of similar to the Zodiac puzzle from earlier, actually. Sorry. Oh, the forest might be... That's cool, actually. I didn't think it would still matter. Well, that tells us where he is in the Enchanting Sea. Very cool. This has to be the island. Lives close to Vepar. It has to be this one. Hey, Galespin has been added to the Vepar crest. Raise Up has been added to Crowsill. Aqua has been added to Fornius. Pale Breeze has been added. Heal has been added to Uval. Sweet. Those are all awesome upgrades. It reduces how many crests Geppetto has to have equipped, and it lets Karin get some access to healing as well. Forsaken Hill needs way more than 3 options. This is a really cute puzzle system, but it's like really easy to... I feel like it would benefit from a little bit of iteration, I guess. Alright, adores fire, lives in the burning oil fields. Presumably is this one. Phantasmagoric devil appears as an ever-shifting cloud of dust. Flame desert whirlwinds are a manifestation of Amy. Lives in the south of the flame desert where he yearns for the lush forests beyond. He loves death, lives in the boneyard to the north. Either of those look like they could be boneyards. Lives by the desert's oasis. Sweet. Entrance has been added, Evil Ray, Cure. Alright, we now have, I think, 3 sources of Cure. It's very exciting. Okay, and everybody else, we don't have enough crests to do them yet. So let's dump everybody's crests. We'll re-equip. Let's see if I can figure out what entrance does here. Uses his own MP to increase an ally's special attack power. So it's like Rage, but for magic. So I now have 2 characters have access to Raise Up, right? I think. Yes. Let's take care of that first and foremost. Cure. Give me cure and heal. Oh, I see. That's cool. So because I have 2 crests that both have heal on them, it decreases the MP cost of heal. So you have to make an interesting decision. Do you really want 2 characters to have access to it, or are you okay with just 1 character having it? I think I want 2. I think I'd rather it be cheaper for now. That's pretty neat. So now Raise Up only costs 12. Okay, so it has diminishing returns over time, I guess. But having Cure cost 3 is a really big deal. I can top off the party pretty easily. Right on. I think I had too many other buff characters here, right? Make sure that at least 2 people have access to Rage. Okay. Shield, maybe. A lot of these abilities are kind of bad, I feel like. Maybe they're good if you use them at the end of a 4-person combo or something. Oh, I still have another person with access to Cure. Well, it should be her then. Oh, I thought that would only recommend based on what I had left over. I guess not. Why can't I use Furfur anymore? Oh, because it costs too much DCP. Okay, gotcha. Cool. Gotcha. Alright, back to business. I go back left. Change the switch now, I guess. Oh, that makes this more complicated. I thought I could always just write it back, but there's not necessarily a companion cube on the opposite side. Sure. Okay. So then the question is, how do I get to the other item that's to the left? How do we change this to blue? It's a cool puzzle. I like it. It'd be really stressful without a map. Okay, that doesn't actually connect. Why does that not work? Oh, because it is yellow on the other side. Whoops, it was actually right the first time. I feel like this puzzle only really works if you have a top-down view of the entire area. Even with the mini-map, I can't tell that this yellow technically connects, right? Otherwise, you kind of have to brute force it. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's start fusing. Okay, those guys are much weaker. Now all these enemies have a hit points question mark value, so it leads me to believe that eventually we're going to get access to some kind of scan passive. Maybe an accessory that lets us see their health total. Is that all perfects? I may have missed one, I don't remember. I guess we'll find out. Nope.
Guess I don't know my own.
Yes, yes, Yuri, you're very cool. You're a cool guy. Okay, so presumably the thing that's here won't move, right? Maybe it will. I see what makes this place tricky. So, the tricksy part is keeping track of the colors of the blocks, take them to different places. When you get to the southeast corner right now, easier said than done. Oh, it was actually blue over here the whole time. Okay. So I think we want that to be yellow. It's an interesting puzzle. Presumably I step on it again, I can go somewhere different with it? Oh, I guess not. Huh. Blue should go down though, right? Yes. This isn't the exit. I see. That needs to be blue. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go left, hit a switch, come back, and then take the blue switch to the southeast corner. But again, that only makes sense if I'm doing what I'm doing right now, which is looking at the map. Not have been suggested, otherwise this would just be completely blind brute forcing. Alright, let's try to kill Otheon before he buffs anybody. He just kind of looks like he's wearing a diaper, huh? He's got a big full diaper. Diaper golem. Yeah, right, because every time you're in a random encounter, it's easy to forget what you were just doing. I think it might actually be correct to kill the Diaper Golem second. There's a good chance he'll cast a buff spell, and we'll have killed the enemy before it matters, you know? Then we can get the didn't take damage combat XP buff. Oh, Petrify. Well, I'll take it. Pretty good against those guys. Kitties are over here, they're staring us down. Cat cam is on. We haven't seen them in a while. Both in range today. Marty, Marty. Meow. Alright, we pop this, hit the switch, switch it to blue. Bye, kitties. And we should be able to ride the other blue to the exit, I think. Okay. Here we go. Third floor. In this floor, the pathways will be in a form of a light prism. Use the switches to rotate the prisms. The color of the switch rotates the path with the same colored tile. Pathways of the same color are parallel. Huh. Let's see what that means. Okay, so it works the same as the last level, except it's like a little light beam now instead of a horizontal elevator. There's 2 items to pick up in here, it looks like. Open with this, go for the petrify. I should have transformed him, but I forgot. Maybe we'll just luck out and help petrify one of these hits. Ooh, earns. No dice. We established before that the chance for an added effect to land is independent from the from what you get on the ring. I think it's also independent from the number of hits you score on the ring, right? It calculates it once. You'll get 5 attempts to petrify if you hit 5 times. Or is this the fake ring? Oh no, it's something different. Cool. Come out of here with tons of cash now that we don't have to be spending 5,000 after every dungeon. We want to use Geppetto for out-of-combat healing. Technically, if we want to be really efficient, we should change crests around before he heals, but I don't care that much. If we're ever really in a tight spot, I guess I could do that. Okay. So... let me see. I guess it's slightly different from the elevator version. Because the blue button changes the direction of the blue light bridge, but it doesn't affect the pink one. Whereas the previous level, hitting a switch affected all blocks, basically. It adds an extra degree of freedom, so. There's only 2 switches total, right? That's the one chest over there that I want to get. Ah, I get it. This place reminds me of, like, the Cloisters of Trials, Final Fantasy X. Come on, Diaper Golem, let's get a petrify off here, even though you're already clearly made of stone. Oh, no dice. I'm not following my own advice about killing him last in the hope that he casts a buff ability. I wonder if it's supposed to look like a full diaper. It's really close. Oh, shit. So I think what we're doing here, we're flipping this again. Right, and then we're going all the way back around. And flipping this so that we can get to the switch. That's cool. Some of these sorts of puzzles have, for lack of a better term, like, you get this weird gamer insight into what you're supposed to do to quickly solve it. Even if you haven't really grasped what the puzzle is, you're like, okay, well, they're clearly going to want me to go as far out of my way as possible, so that's likely the solution. But do you actually consider the logic of the puzzle or not? Like, they will probably have oriented the starting state to force you to take the longest possible route through it. That's something I did not have when I was a kid, and it made video games with puzzles really challenging for me. Like, Lucia 2, I'm looking forward to actually playing that on stream, because it's going to be basically blind for me. It's been so long since I played it, I don't remember much of what happens. But I remember the puzzles in Lucia 2 being brutal. Especially for a kid that was renting it from Blockbuster. They were not forgiving, they did not really have a catch-up or forgiveness mechanic or hint mechanic. Often had exactly one solution. I think the solution I just did got me to the exits, but not to the chests. Let me double check real quick. I need this one to be going the other direction to get to the chest. I just skipped it last time. I remember Golden Sun's puzzles being cool. I haven't played it in so long, so I don't really remember what they were like. I love dungeon puzzles, though. It's fun because they're easy to think of as being degenerate, right? Like, how many degrees of freedom you have. You could present this in all sorts of different ways. You can add a flavor's skin onto a lights out puzzle or a Tower of Hanoi puzzle, but there's only so many puzzles out there. Of this, you know, switch flipping variety, at least. Block pushing. I might take net less damage if I kill the Calamity Orbs first, I'm not sure. I think that's correct. Disable encounters in rooms with major puzzles. I don't remember how it worked in Lucia 2, but especially if it's a step-based encounter, like, you might want to not try a puzzle solution because it's going to increase the chance that you're going to have to deal with a random encounter. Like, that's pretty miserable, right? I think you're right. I think the enemies are on screen. Like, Chrono Trigger. But it's been a really long time. The last time I played Lucia was a rental. I remember being really puzzled because Lucia 2 is technically a prequel to Lucia 1. And I was on my big JRPG binge after playing Earthbound. I wanted to rent anything and everything that was described as a role-playing game in the back of the box. So I wanted to rent Lucia 1, but they didn't have it at Blockbuster. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll get Lucia 2 first and then go back and play the first one. And Lucia 1 begins with a final battle from Lucia 2. So when I rented Lucia 1 after beating Lucia 2, I was really confused. Oh, I see. Number of times you flip the switch. That's interesting. Determines whether it's going up or down. I thought it was just a one-way flip. Makes sense. Alright, let's take my advice to myself from earlier and kill the ads first. Forget where you were going, because you've gotten multiple encounters. Exactly. Easy way to get lost. I'm trying to think of a game where random encounters are better than having enemies on screen. I mean, the main reason to use random encounters is to reduce the workload, right? Because it's a pretty significant amount of effort to have on-screen enemies. You have to design your whole dungeon around it. You have to decide whether the player characters should be able to avoid enemies. So I don't think it's a flat-out wrong way to design games, but I'm running in circles. I guess Bravely Default is a nice solution. You can change their rate or completely disable them if you choose. I feel like the next step with Bravely Default would be, instead of giving you a menu option to increase the rate of encounters, just make it on or off, and then you have a menu ability that automatically puts you into a battle. I think that Dragon Quest VIII has that. There's like a 0 MP ability that Yangus learns called Whistle, which just starts a random encounter. Now we can get out of here. There's quite a few puzzle rooms here. Right on. And we got a save point. Nice. This time I don't need to use a tent because Geppetto's cure cost is like super low now. You know, I might actually be able to justify. Oh, now he's Grand Papillon, which I haven't seen him be that since several boss fights ago. Okay, so he's the Grand Butterfly when the Golden Bat and the Invisible things overlay each other. Whatever. I don't question it too much. He wears his butterfly mask, he's transformed into the powerful champion of truth and justice, but it still doesn't help with his major dysfunction. Okay. Whatever. Let me experiment with giving Geppetto all the healing related. I guess he already has all of them, though. Unless if the third one costs less than 3. Maybe I can easily see, can I? Fur costs... I guess it costs 3. There's a cure cost down to 2. But I feel like if she needs to heal, she can just use an item. I may as well minimize the cost of casting Cure, because I'm mostly using it to keep the party topped off in between combats. If you accidentally go the right way in a dungeon or in a game with random encounters, you basically triple the number of encounters you get. Right, because now you go the right way, realize you're progressing, have to turn around and go the wrong way, and get encounters on the way back. Go get the other thing, get encounters on the way there, and then double back again when normally you wouldn't have had to, and get encounters again. Yeah. Really interesting. I don't think that that design is necessarily bad. Oh god. Okay, let's see why this is stressful now. I still can't find... There was this awesome, like, diagram somebody posted on Reddit that was a map of a typical RPG player exploring a dungeon, and it just showed like you doubling back 6 or 7 times as you keep doubting yourself whether you're actually on progress track or not. So switches move those. This floor has 3 levels. A moving tile there will show if it brings you up or down. Yellow tile will either block you or let you through. I feel like this one I kind of need a brute force. I'm not sure the map can really help me. Nice, Petrify. Shorten that battle. Ring perfect and no damage. The dream. Out of the boss and finishing with less XP than your first attempt. You knew the correct ways to go. Yeah. Oh, it's a really interesting, just like, having paths that have optional loot versus an intended progress path. It's kind of an interesting concept in video game design, and even like, dungeon design in a tabletop RPG. Like, especially when you have a game where backtracking is trivial, like it doesn't actually consume any time. You know, the princess isn't going to get sacrificed if you take some time to explore all the routes in a dungeon, so why bother? Kind of calls the entire non-linearity question in question. People get all mad at Final Fantasy XIII for being a hallway. These guys are like perfectly spaced apart from each other. That sucks. There's 6 of them. I'd love to pick them out easily with that. Oh well. It's because their models are too big. They look like unknowns from Pokemon. I guess having the objective trail can help with that. Certainly games I've played that have a little objective trail prevent the unnecessary backtracking. I'm not sure there's actually any interesting gameplay in figuring out which path is the progress path, right? Even games that don't have one tend to convey it pretty clearly by other means, like if there's a giant carpeted staircase with statues flanking you, that kind of looks like that's the way forward. Dungeon designs that loop around. Wings you have to complete to unlock the boss chamber. And make sure that you go to every room. I think the objective trail, the objective marker might be the best solution. I'm trying to think about that, whether I actually think that's true. It's definitely a nice shortcut. Alright, another anti-death bear. Now we want the orange thing to be up. Okay, I understand. This one presumably goes up. There's nowhere else to go. Yellow first downline on TV football broadcasts. Yeah, it's not actually taking anything away from anybody, I feel like. It's just making it easier for everyone to participate. Wait, what did I just have that drop? Oh, Phoenix Crest. I thought that was an actual crest. Oh, it's possible I just can't afford it on somebody. Hold on. Phoenix. Okay, another raise up. How much does it cost to equip? Wow, it's a lot. Well, I can see the merit in having another party member that has access to resurrection magic. May as well be Joachim. Although ESPN got a Pulitzer for it. Do you think so? It's hard to tell sometimes. It's really easy to get trapped in our hardcore gamer group where we're like, this is everybody. I'm trying to think of the kind of person that is even attracted to RPGs in the first place that doesn't get all freaked out that they missed a bunch of important loot, right? I'm gonna try to petrify the snake lady with Yuri, since I know he has the potential to. Petrify! Ooh, oh, it worked! Nice. Living the dream. I think we're gonna... Did I target the wrong enemy there? Oh, that sucks. What a waste. That's cool that you explode them, though. I think a lot of people will argue that the objective indicator is kind of a dumbing down of games, but I don't know. So I don't think it really takes anything away from the player. I guess times where the objective marker can be bad is if the objective is drawing you to a surprise cutscene or something, and now you know to expect something because it terminates in the middle of the hallway. Maybe you try to do other shenanigans to avoid having the marker interfere with that, you know? Wouldn't have taken less damage if I had done it differently, so it's not so bad. Could have been worse. So we got the Phoenix Crest. And we get a thing that's down this way now, I think. How did I lift this? I think I made it partway over there and didn't actually hit the switch. So I got into a random battle. Right, you do feel like you lose something. Yeah, I think it's that MMO concept we keep talking about. Quality of life feature not always being positive, right? You see important shit because of the world geometry. Right. Yeah, and it manages to do it in a way where it's not like the rest of the world geometry is super boring by comparison. It can still be pretty, but not have super attractive features. I really like the shrine and tower design, the bright neon orange. Like, it fits into the setting. It's cool from like, oh, it's this ancient technology, but it's also just great at catching your eye throughout the rest of the game world constantly.
Stay up.
Even at vast distances. Leonardo's Bear, Phoenix Crest, and one other thing I should be able to get. Oh, do these only affect one orange switch? Oh god. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we need to find a different switch for that one. That's complicated. So I did hit that one successfully, I think. Witcher 3 vomits 100 question marks on your map. Yeah, I think that that's bad. Usually doesn't make me feel too good about. I mean, if you look at Dragon Quest Inquisition, which is a game that has a lot of issues, I think it's really good at conveying what you have and haven't already done on a map, you know? Alright, where's the orange switch that governs the thing that I'm trying to mess with right now? This one? I think that's right. But how do I get back over there is the question. Total of 3 orange things. Getting surrounded blows, man. Karin's getting her ass kicked over here, jeez. Oh god. Marty, please don't. Oh, I morphed in the wrong thing, shit. Yeah. Go places in God of War just because you want to see what that is exactly. Shit, I got thrown off by quest stuff. I was gonna say that, Dragon Age Inquisition, if you look on the world map, does a really good job of helping you if you're trying to 100% it. Finding all the things that you can get to and do. It does a pretty good job of highlighting what's actually important among those things. I cast a party heal, and it was a good time to do that. Marty. Turn on the cat cam again. They're really upset. Alright, he gets to go again because the... action cost is much lower. Very nice. Ouch. It was very close to being dead. I don't think it's going to die from poison though, so I should probably finish it off with Geppetto on his turn. That slow effect sucks. Not fun. I guess the Breath of the Wild dungeon design too, like, shrines were very good about doing the God of War, Last of Us thing of making it very clear where your objective was without using like a UI element, having the big blue target, and also drawing your attention to the most important, like, progress path. Like, I never felt like I was going, oh, this must be progress, and then backtracking to find the secret chest in a shrine or a dungeon in that game. And that's pretty hard to do, I think, as well. Just trying to get on the other side of that. Where's the chest we're trying to get to? Definitely hit the correct switch there. Breath of the Wild, the shrine design. I'm gonna save again real quick here. Like, it may have just been because of how tight the shrines were in general, that there weren't a lot of false paths, but you could have between 3 and 4 optional chests in a shrine, and it would be pretty clear to the player. Maybe they did that through difficulty conveyance, where it's like, clearly this isn't what they want me to do. Let's see if this, I'm not sure if this is what I want to do. We'll find out. I don't know if that orange thing was blocking anything on the ground level. Well, I guess it technically was, wasn't it? Like, I feel like what Breath of the Wild would do, it would say, hey, this looks like this would be a pain in the ass. There's probably a chest that way. Because so far the game has taught me that it doesn't, like, force me to do stuff that looks like it would be a pain in the ass, as far as, like, difficulty of the quest, you know? It's okay, Marty, I know, you're so hungry. Another hour, buddy. You can make it. He just looped all the way around and started brushing up my leg just in case I didn't hear him. Okay, so I might be stuck on this puzzle, hopefully not for the next hour. I'm trying to open a very specific chest that's on this screen, and I'm having trouble getting to it. So my degrees of freedom, I can hit an orange switch. Each orange switch connects to exactly one orange block. So there are 3 orange switches and 3 orange blocks. Left to right, we'll call them A, B, C. Orange switch A does not appear to do anything. Like, it's only has one interesting state. When it's down, I can progress. When it's up, it doesn't help me at all. I think it's just meant to teach you how the orange switches work. Orange switch B, in one configuration, lets me reach the switch, and in the other configuration, lets me exit the stage. So presumably that's the most important one. I'll have to go back and look at C to see if I can figure out what they want me to do, because I'm not sure yet. Should see how my ring stat percentages have changed. I feel like I'm hitting them a lot more consistently this session. I mean, granted, everyone has the upgrade now, but I think it's just because I can always expect the needle to spin at the same speed every time. Score, I think it might be. Ring successes with my eyes closed. Perfect successes. Let's get this right. Alright, so I only have about a 50% perfect success rate. Always have to get... There's a chest that I need right there at the bottom of the screen. So it likely has something to do with this orange block. So I'm going to be able to walk over there. I need to figure out if I can move this block down. That lets me go somewhere new. I wish this were Bravely Default and I could turn the encounters off for a second to try to solve this. There's got to be a block that I'm missing over here somewhere. It's not going to make sense. Look for a Petrify from Yuri here would be really nice. And the Handmaid's Tale monster. Anybody in chat watch Handmaid's Tale? Super good. Deserved all the Emmys. Was nominated for and won.
1, 2, 3.
Cool. Being a Hulu exclusive is a bit of a downer, but we ended up getting Hulu after Futurama moves from Netflix, otherwise Andrew would never be able to sleep again. This one, maybe? I think I've seen this one at the bottom before. Okay. Yellow block's in the way. So that one doesn't matter to my progress, I guess. Come on, Petrify. Nope, not that time. On the path to all perfect, so I'm gonna screw it up now. Alright, first try.
Where's my apology?
Ooh, you get different rewards sometimes reading a ring perfect victory. I didn't know it could sometimes give you extra loot. That's cool. Okay, let's top off. Geppetto, Cure... That's where I need to get the orange thing up, somehow. It's right near the orange thing. Where does this one go? I think it's up only, right? No, it doesn't really help me, I don't think. It gets me to the exit. It might be the fixed camera angle. There might be a block that I can get on that I can't see. Ah... That was the answer. Very clever. Gotcha. And the only reason you know that that block is there is because the fixed camera angle called your attention to it from down here, so you had to know to move over to the left. That's cool. That's another point in the fixed camera angles are awesome column. So just go ahead and hit this since I need it anyway. I guess that's down, isn't it? Depth perception fail. Sweet. What is it? Get it up. Okay. What's that do? Joaquin only able to transform into... Really? The long-awaited medicine that makes you young again. Called Get It Up. Expansion exceeds 400%, so avoid overdosing. It causes increased excitement and physical transformation. God. Strongwinds is a muscle enhancer because it also increases female hormones. Its use is controversial. Taken by a vampire, it bizarrely turns the flesh transparent. Okay, so... he is, in fact, a vampire. The rumored vampire Duke Devio, also known as the Killer Prince, concocted this potion. It causes a vampire to transform into its animal form. So we just got Viagra, in case we ever need to turn the wrestler character into the Grand Butterfly. Because why not? Sweet. Alright, just hit this, go back down, and then we can get to the exit, I think. Let me double check my map. I think this was the last room. Oh, nope. Wow. We're not actually close to the end of this dungeon. They'll give me another save point in the next room. This is right. What's going on here?
What's wrong?
I don't know. I hear a voice calling me.
A voice?
Grandma? Grandma? Is that you?
I assure you it is not your grandma.
Hey.
There's no good reason she would be in a...
There's nobody there.
Welsh
sure that I
death
heard.
temple.
It was my grandmother from back home. She needs my help. What's wrong? Why do you sound so sad? I'm right here. Don't worry.
Karin?
There. Did you hear that?
Get a hold of yourself. Don't listen to what dead spirits say. They can steal away your soul.
Naturally, everybody knows that. Need more genre-savvy characters.
I believe that something here is trying to frighten us and turn us away from our task.
Don't let it bother you. That wasn't her, you know. Your grandmother's soul is safe.
I guess so.
Let's finish our job and hurry back. I don't like this place.
You and me both, brother.
My family is from Munich, fallen nobility, you might say. If we ever get the chance, will you come visit there with me?
Sure.
Sure. No problem.
Don't know why you want that, but okay.
My, that sounds nice, all right.
It's goofy. Alright, so we got pregnant hieroglyphs with, like, sapphires inlaid. some kind of colored gem puzzle. Whoa, there's a lot of things. Unfortunately, AoE is kind of useless against them. At least my brand of AoE. Be enough for a kill at least. Ow, ow, ow. I don't think I've played another game that has this game's approach to dungeon design. Other than Digital Devil Saga is probably the closest one I can think of. Maybe the old Final Fantasy games are more like it, but that's mostly just because the encounter rate feels higher than like Final Fantasy IV. Hey Diffident, how you doing? Okay. Does it have the same effects? Hey, thanks for subbing, Diffident! Appreciate that. Welcome!
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Thanks, man. Hooked up with your perks and stuff. Okay, I think I get it. Each color affects 2 stairs and moves it either up or down 1, and they have a total of 3 possible steps. -1, 0, and 1. We want the middle staircase to be 0, the front staircase to be -1, and the back staircase to be 1. So let me figure out what they do. I have to talk this out here. Blue... Oh, well, we're done. Yeah, thank you. There's no mooch, but I appreciate it. Just having people hanging out means a lot to me. Which colors are going to be? Okay, now we have 4 colors, so I'm going to write this down. We're going to label the staircases 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do blue, red, yellow, green. So blue is 2 and 4 minus 1. Okay. Red is 1 and 2 plus 1. Yellow is 1 and 3 minus 1. And green is 3 and 4 plus 1. So we need 3 and 4 to be as low as possible, I think. What happens if I do that again? What's the highest? One of them go higher than the other? No. Okay. So we want to do yellow to get 1 and 3 down. But I think we want... I think they have a default higher state, so I think that's where we want yellow to be permanently. And then blue to get 2 and 4 down. But as low as 4 will go. It is, okay, perfect. So now we need to get 1 and 2 up, which is red. I think I just do red twice now and we've solved it. time. Oh, I need to get 3 down one more step? Hold on. Oh, I can climb it at all from here. Kind of messes with my theory. The only way to get... Can't get 4 down further. Oh, that makes it more complicated. Okay, so if either of the two would hit a upper bound or a lower bound, then neither of them move. Okay. So now we need to get 3 down, so that's yellow. Okay. Now I think it's red and then it's solved. Cool. That's a cool puzzle. I dig it. That tells you when you solved it. It's kind of them. I didn't have to do that. Barrett Crest. What does that do? Evil Born. Dark class special damage, piercing 5 hits. It might be getting me closer on the Key of Solomon. Let's see, which ones have I completed? None of those. Those are all done, those are all done. This one I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 press, which I do not have. Oh, I guess it's starting a new one that I didn't have access to before. Okay. This game, the way the missables work in this game would really stress me out if I was playing this off stream. Okay, so way more staircases now. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The same number of colors. So blue, red, yellow. Blue is 1, 3, 4, -1. Kitties are losing their shit right now, especially Ben. 2, 5, 6 +1. Yellow is what? 2, 5, 6 -1. That's interesting. So presumably, green is going to be 1, 3, 4 +1. Is my guess. Makes it quite a bit less complicated. So we've already got 5, 6 are correct, which makes things tricky. We need to get 1, 3, 4 up another level, so let's use green again. Wait, is that just the solution right there? Okay. Right on. I guess you don't have as many degrees of freedom as it appears. First try. There's a save point in this room, it looks like. It's a nice puzzle that didn't involve any random battles, right? Because you're just standing in place. Still don't think that Diaper Golem can be petrified. You got it, Geppetto. Catcam Marty is just staring pissed. Yes, I know. You're so hungry. Just wait, kitties. 30 minutes, it's okay. Their lives won't end in that period, I promise you. remember how much soul we needed to level up. I guess I can check really fast. This doesn't need to be a mystery. Oh, looks like there's a save in this room, which is nice. Fusion, Carol, soul charge, 160. Okay. 8 more will do it then. Geppetto, top everybody off. Since it's so cheap to do so. Oh wow, the shopkeepers are in here? This game is so goofy. I love it. I'm gonna ask, like, what are you doing in here? I don't have any new gay porn for them, unfortunately. It's in the middle of nowhere. We moved heaven and earth to beat you here. The blocks, the stair puzzle, it was hard. You better buy something. I like that this game is self-aware about a lot of its stuff. It's fantastic. Allows an unconscious character to recover on the next turn. Okay. Stops ringing abnormalities, face guards. Yeah, that's funny that they actually solved the puzzle the whole time. But I can get 2 silk shawls. I don't really need to worry about a golden fan for her just yet. So kind of hoping I'm going to get drops for those later. Wow, I've gotten super used to the slow needle. I don't think I need anything else from them. I'm sure everyone still has a coral pendant. Thanks, guys. I don't think there's anything else going on in this room. Not only did they beat me here, but they're like, yeah, we solved all those puzzles. At first, the purple tiles will be invisible. When you step in an orange tile, it'll light up. Don't fall. Okay. So it's... This is a Link to the Past puzzle. It's 1, 2, 3... That one's easy enough to just see. Pray for the walk button. There's no optional items in here. There's one optional item. Okay. The long one looks like it's the exit, maybe? There's a chest. Wait, let me look at that again. Gotcha. Mana extract. Oh, now it's permanently revealed. Interesting. Huh, I wonder what causes them to be permanently revealed. Maybe it's just when you walk on them to make this easier? Oh, mana extract is a max ether. Gotcha. That's cool. Shit, I have to run this one. Cool, first try. Hey, another save point. Thanks, game. Means there must be a boss down this hallway. Big shocker. There's a sentry here. Uh-oh, we don't have an animation for this boss showing up. Hey, it's, what is it, Dekarabia from Persona or Shin Megami Tensei? Is that like a known thing in Japan? This idea of a floating starfish demon with an eyeball in the middle? Stargazer. I think I've seen that in multiple games. Oh, he was paralyzed. That wasn't necessary. Oh well. Finish healing him. Knock him out of position there if we can. It's not a very good knockback. Shit. Whoa, instant death. Holy shit. So that's why they gave us a Leonardo bear in here. Do have access to raise up with another character. It might actually be the Golden Bat who can't cast it. Shit, I should be careful. Hey Ben. Oh, that sucks. Especially since he does a lot of damage in his bat form. I gotta knock him out here. The best. Nice. Fucked up their combo. He tried to combo himself there. Oh, bummer. Oh, I see. Because it defended, it resisted the knockback from her attacks. Okay, interesting. Ooh, another instant death. That's really bad. It's a tricky fight. Gotta have Geppetto start picking people up before shit gets real here. Raise up Yuri first. Not worth going for the strike area on that, I think. He could still die just of damage now if I'm not careful. I guess Geppetto's gonna get to go again though before it matters, won't he? Yeah, okay. Probably because he cast a spell. There's a low initiative cost. He only gets to go one more time though, so I'll probably need to use healing. Let's go ahead and actually use an item. What? What kind of mad person does that? And then Geppetto can use a party heal. Oh, that gave her a sanity boost? That's nice. And then net have more sanity overall. Alright, Art Cure. Nice, perfect. Pretty good heal. Now I can fight the boss for real. 197 damage, man. Not screwing around. Next turn I'll try to buff everybody with Rage. I thought I gave it to her. I must have optimized it off of her by accident. It's gonna be slow enough that I might be able to do the 4-hit combo. Give it a try here, let's see. Yeah, they'll all get to go. Alright, I'll give it a try. We never had a chance to pull it off before. So I wanted to be after Karin. And then we want him to be after Geppetto. And then we want him to be after Golden Bat. And we gotta do this right. Okay, so she goes first. We gotta get all the combo trials down. Ooh, I did that in the wrong order. Shit. Forgot that it mattered. We might still be okay. We'll look at what the rest of the map looks like right now. I think it's Golden Bat and then Geppetto. They're so close to each other, I'm not sure though. Alright, we're finally getting... Oh wow, the bonus damage from the combo gets pretty high as the combo continues. I didn't realize that. Combo magic, question mark, 64 MP. He's got the MP for it. Okay, one of them's a line and two of them are AoE. Perfect. This is like a summon. Whoa, 196. Nice. Pretty hot. Glad we finally tried it. Okay. So since Geppetto just went, we're not going to get another combo on the same turn, I understand. We did a shitload of damage. Alright, well I see the benefit of 4-person combos now. It's not so much for the damage that you do at the end of it, it's because the combo damage gets higher and higher the more characters are participating, it looks like. Before I was only really getting a 2 or 3-person combo, and I'm like, what's the big deal? It's doing like 1 extra damage per hit. But it might even get higher per... Like, instead of +1 damage per hit, it becomes +2 damage per hit, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. Exponential growth. Everybody leveled up except Lucia. Okay. So you want to try to maximize the number of hits during your combo so that the final hit does a ton of damage. Does the 64 MP thing you cast at the end do extra damage based on the combo up to that point? Roger put that sentry here so the book wouldn't get stolen. It would have been nice to mention that, dude. Especially with the insta-death assets. I think that was supposed to say Europe on the book. YOLO. Having bad mistletoe days, heading back to the graveyard. This place is super creepy for what we've used it for so far. What the hell happened? I'm here. God, Marty, chill out, buddy. Voice act cutscene, presumably. Looks like a children's book in the shape of a skull. It's a naked lady with gray hair. dead girlfriend from Shadow Hearts 1, I assume. We talked about it a little bit. Sure you want to do that, buddy? I feel like every story I've ever seen...
Yuri.
Except for the Bible, maybe, says resurrection's a bad idea.
Huh?
There's even witch resurrection
What
in the
happened?
Bible. That's
You
a bad
collapsed
idea,
all of
right?
a sudden.
Are you all right?
Sorry. Guess I need to eat something.
Saul goes to the Witch of Endor to try to talk to the spirit of David or somebody?
Is that the Émigré
I heard
manuscript?
that's Witch of Endor, though. How can things go wrong? Summons a prophet Samuel's spirit. It was Saul, but he's trying to get the spirit of Samuel. And pulls it off, and then Samuel's like, what the hell? Don't summon spirits. You Ewok witch lady? Southern France, an island just off a town called Ken. Is that how you pronounce that? I've always said Cannes Film Festival because I'm a plebe that doesn't know anything about the French language. I just assume you basically ignore about a third of the consonants arbitrarily, and then you pronounce one of the vowels wrong. Cool. Save. Go get my free party heal from Type AB Blood Fortune Teller lady. The whole map gets pretty full pretty quickly in this game. I'm impressed. So she's in here. Hey, I'm a penny pincher. I don't want to spend $200 on a tent, even though I have like 20 times that in money. Save on the world map. I might go scope the graveyard again real quick. Feeling they're telling me something important is going on there, or is about to go on there. Oh, wait a minute. They all say that they're grade 2, but I've definitely been pumping... Hold on. Oh, so the level is not the same thing as the grade? Okay. Huh. Do you earn anything new from the level being pumped? I'm guessing grade is what actually confers new abilities and levels, just statistics. Okay, well that changes my approach then. I wouldn't have put so much in the level. Yeah, because I thought it would just be stats. Gotcha. Okay. still feels like the math of the game is suggesting that I focus on one. Energy charge, magma. Oh. Can I not pump it again, or are there only so many times I can pump each one? Okay, and they share a level. Oh, cool. Yeah, so why would I want to transform into Carol? Because he costs less SP? Okay, never used Carol yet. Now, resources spent on leveling either Carol or Barbaria will use less SP. So if I put another level into Carol, which I'm not going to do, but suppose I did, it would also level up Barbaria. What gates me from getting the next fire form? Is it based on the level I've gotten them to? Maybe I still do want to level them up, but that at certain level multiples I can come in. Levels are shared. Or is it based on leveling them all up at the same time? Oh, plot stuff. Okay. So when certain plot things happen, I can power the other ones up more. How many more forms can they get? Third level is unlocked by a quest item. 6 of those quest items. Okay, so there's one more form. Gotcha. Cool, thank you. That makes his frankly absurd amount of SP make more sense if he's getting a form later on that just burns through it really hard. I need to get another 120 soul energy to top all these off. Rex's soul, no new abilities. So it looks like these forms are way cooler looking too. Bertha's the other one down here. You know how long I've been able to get them to level 2? Is that ever since I was first able to come here? Okay, now they look less like the base elemental form. Just like, oh, it's just him, but with rock clothes on. Now they're looking like cool creatures. That's pretty sweet. Radius. Yeah, that's way cooler looking. Also way cooler looking. Okay, so presumably the demon from the opening cutscenes was the level 3 form of Dark. Gotcha. No, they haven't told me. I only know that he's somebody from the real world because you mentioned it. I haven't seen him again since the very beginning of the stream. I don't think he's do anything. Or the God of Wrath doesn't budge. Oh, the opening cutscene's a completely different one. I didn't know that. Speculated incorrectly. Now I do. resort town for the nobility. Before the war, high-level government officials came here from all over. I think you have the sort of Saint Marguerite. Some bad people there. Got all these seals, right? Which I need to spend at some point, but I gotta do it in combat. So I gotta find a save point in a dungeon at some point with easy enemies. Try to pump them all out. Came here from Japan because I heard it was the place for movies, but they're not making any because of the war. When did the film festival in Ken start? I don't think it was 1915. Maybe I'm wrong. $1946. Alright. 30 years later. Loud Croft. Do you like treasure hunts? Do you like treasure hunts? Yeah, I love them. Well, look at where let's have a little competition. It's a coded note that shows where I hid the treasures. If you figure out the code, you'll find great treasure and you'll win. Okay. Maybe review this real quick. Ancient tome shaped like a skull. A forbidden spell for reviving the dead is recorded within, but those who have tried using it have met with violent ends. It really looks like a children's book. Treasure Dawn. Such a JRPG-ass JRPG. No kidding. In the building with the row of cells is a thick chain connected to a huge dog. At the end of the chain is hidden an important treasure. Have I been to that building yet? It doesn't sound... I figure of a statue of a dog. Oh, new oils for aromatherapy ability. The island that I'm heading to, maybe? Let's see if I can progress this area just a little bit. We got about 2 minutes left. We went over time last time. Try to avoid triggering a boss fight. I'm gonna do some shopping. Nothing really new here. Just the shell bracelet stuff is new. Western belt. Increases attack power. Okay, some of them already have studded belts equipped. Let's see. I'll try to get 3 of these and then we'll get out of here. Try for discounts. So much faster than I've gotten used to. Pretty close to the new discount rank, that's exciting. Excuse me, kid. Kind of interesting approach, like... Feels like the video game part of this is incredibly goofy, and the story part of it is mostly dark. And there've been a couple well, okay, I guess I take that back. We did fight a giant pet cat that ate a dancing fortune teller. That was part of the story. That wasn't just a mechanical thing. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, as always. Give you an update on what's coming up for the rest of this week and next week.